and you have a little wine with dinner, and you're not drunk at all, and you go out and you go walk to your car, you climb in your car, and you're going out, and there's something 5 blocks away, and they light you up, or more likely 2 blocks from your house, and they light you up. Now it's 2 in the morning, right? So that's the killing hour. So they light you up, and the cop approaches your car, and he either, if he smells alcohol, or you admit to having had any alcohol, anything like that, then he throws in, oh, and by the way, you were weaving. That's because once you've admitted any alcohol, he knows you're on the way down, no matter how little you've had, on your way down. So he says, step out of your car, please. Sometimes they'll go back and run your plates, hoping for a double banger, hoping that they'll get, find out that you had another one in the past. Otherwise, they come forward, and he's calling the pickup truck to tow your car. That's right. Right then, before any tests are done of any kind. He smells the alcohol, you're going downtown. I guarantee you that. Now, he comes back, and he says, step out of the car. They're taught, because I'm old enough, I remember before they got the bounty money. 50 grand, folks, up to 50 grand, by information and belief, up to $50,000 per DUI cop per year in San Diego, not the regular cop, the DUI cops, under the table, as it were, paid bounty money to arrest rapists? No. Robbers? No. Murderers? No. Paid by MAD in overtime funds to arrest people for DUI. MAD's version of the DUI. You even looked at a beer, and you're going to be arrested. Okay, ready? All right. So they come up, they call the tow truck right off the bat to tow your car, and they call the backup. So now they come forward, step out of the car. I remember before they got the money. Before they got the money, after they got the money, they're taught to separate you from any potential witnesses. Anybody you got in your car, they'll separate you, they'll take you where they can't see you, and then if they have 2 or more officers, one of them will be assigned to keep your passenger busy. One business lady, they told her to stare straight ahead, and she looked back, and they got very rough with her, and then they arrested her and threw her in the drunk tank, even though she wasn't drunk. So later on, she goes to be a witness, and they'll say, and they would say, well, you were drunk, you didn't know anything anyway. Now, in the old days, before they got the bounty money, the 75 to 55 count backwards, they all had a duty pad. You all wrote it. I know. I had a handwriting expert. They would say, now they write it. When you say, I never missed a number, they say, shut up, you're drunk, you don't remember, you missed it. The ABCs, they used to have a duty pad. You wrote it down. We could show the jury. Now they write it down. Again, when you say, I got the letters right, they say, shut up, you're drunk, you don't remember. It's a sucker game, and you got sucker wrapped across the top of your forehead. From the minute it starts, every word out of the officer's mouth is choreographed to get you to take the next step and the next step. You see, in order to convict you, they need you to do certain things that are voluntary. Under the law, you absolutely don't have to do them, and never ever should. Ever. Because they're designed to convict you of a crime in most cases you actually didn't commit. Now, so they get you to do the first test they like you to do is the eye test. That's been thrown out in New York. That's such a cockamamie test. Take your friend, and what it is they're looking for the eye to act like a marble rolling down sandpaper and to jitter at the ends and so forth. I'm certified on all these tests by the federal government. When I have a client and I tell them what the cop did wrong, I show them the federal boards behind me. I show them what the feds say they should have done right, instead of just telling you so you don't take my word for it. Got it? So now that's been thrown out. That's ridiculous. Just turn your friend around 4 times and then test his eye, run a pen by it, and it'll be jittering. After the person's been in an accident, you can't give that test no matter what, because the eye is jittering anyway. Doesn't matter. Had an accident, they give you the test. Now, They're supposed to run the pen by your eyes a number of times. I'm not going to say it on the video because I don't want to train all the police officers. There are good police officers. There are police officers that actually risk their life. And I'm going to tell you something about police officers. It's very, very hard to be a good police officer. You risk your life, you tell the truth, and you're not going to stay on the San Diego Police Force anyway, and the CHP very long if you tell the truth about DUIs. I mean, that's just not allowed. But basically, you realize that the police reports are canned. They're canned. They're out of a can. You know how long that's been going on? I was marrying my wife. I was dating her back in, oh my God, that was 20-some years ago. And she was a student in Miramar College. And they must have had the police academy there because they goose-stepped a bunch of young kids up to the lunchroom. And I'm reading and studying, of course. And they all broke for lunch. So it went from silence to bedlam. And the kids at the next table, the cadets, were laughing their ASS off because the cops in their police department, the sergeant, pre-filled out the DUI police reports. That's how long that's been going out. And if you think that that's gotten better my ass, excuse
Someone
me,
has a severe cock up.
because there's a video, and that video is a video proving that the cops are still cutting and pasting. Now they got the whole police report on computer, and they just leave this and this. They take that name off, put your name on, change that, and the sergeant signs it to get back in the field. Why? Because to get the 50,000, there's no set number. They got to get in and out as many as they can. How many of your friends have told you that on the way to the police station they stop to get another person? The more they can get in a night, the faster they can get to the 50,000 bounty money. And naturally, unlike TV, cops are not wealthy. And so when you are offering them a lot of money on top of their own, now, how about this? You go into the courtroom, man, is there a big fight to tell this to the jury. Do you know that the Police Officers Association, and they got laws passed? Call up. If you've been arrested for DUI, call up and see if you can get the overtime. That's how it comes, the bounty money. Overtime. They just put their foot in the courtroom and they get hours of overtime even if they put it in for 10 seconds. It doesn't matter because they are 4 days on, 3 days off. On the 3 days off, they park their motorcycle, they go get a car, they cruise around PB, they cruise downtown, and all overtime. So all I'm saying is they're making a lot. You don't believe it? Look at the news articles about the police who are getting 75%, I believe it is, of their salary plus the overtime. They're retiring with $100,000 to $200,000 a year. The cities are filing bankruptcy up and down the coast because of this overtime problem, and Mad Mothers is funding this. They're a very powerful organization, and I'm not allowed half the time to tell the jury about it. I mean, it's a fraud from beginning to end. 50K, don't, as a juror, wouldn't you like to know that the cop's making all this overtime, much more than you could ever make, or I could ever make, and he's standing up there and the DA says my cop has no reason to lie? No reason to lie my foot. I think 50,000 is a little bit reason to exaggerate a little. Now, so after what's the next test it gives you on the next video, okay? Thank you.